Guys, welcome back to Big Time. You know, we've been talking about Star Wars for the last several months. There's just endless possibilities when it comes to Star Wars. So much material to review. There's so much. And, you know, today is no exception. So I've heard some chatter about a new death battle that brings in one of our beloved Star Wars character into the ring. You know, I used to watch every death battle when it happened. It kind of fell off a little bit and I stopped watching, but every now and then they do some pretty epic stuff. And I think this one may be one of those epic moments. So in this death battle, they've got Boba Fett versus the Predator. Just reading that title alone made me want to click really quickly to take a look at it. But I was like, you know what? Let's do a live reaction to this thing. Let's record our reaction to see how it goes, because it could go either way. But it depends on which version of Boba Fett we're going to get. The Boba Fett show ended a few months back. It was okay. It wasn't the best. I really didn't like the way they went with the character. We can talk about that in a future video, but they gave us more of a watered down version of Boba Fett. We didn't get the ass kicking Boba Fett that we were expecting. So I'm hoping in this death battle, we get the ass kicker, Boba Fett himself this time, and not the watered down wannabe Godfather / village leader, you know, all of that good stuff. So let's take a look and see which version of Boba Fett we're going to get. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so right off the bat, when I think about Boba Fett versus the Predator, my gut instinct tells me that Boba Fett should win this battle. I mean, Boba Fett is a descendant of a Mandalorian. He's a bounty hunter. He's a badass. He should win this battle, but the Predator's no joke. He's no slouch. The Predator is a killer, and he is literally a predator, a prize hunter who is the ultimate hunter and killer that you can imagine. So this could go either way, but deep down in my gut, I'm going to call it. I'm going to say Boba Fett is going to pull this out if we get the right version of Boba Fett. So I'm going to take a look at it. Let's go.
Boba Fett, the greatest bounty hunter from a galaxy far, far away.
And the Predator, the monstrous manslayer from beyond the stars.
There's nothing quite like the thrill of the hunt, especially when you're chasing that most dangerous game.
Not humans, we're talking face-hugging aliens and space wizards. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Let's go. Let's do this.
Throughout the galaxy, few names are as feared as Boba Fett.
When you've got the greatest army of all time cloned after your dad, that's no big surprise.
In an incredibly convoluted bid to wrest control of the Galactic Republic, the Sith Lords Darth Sidious and Tyrannus secretly organized the construction of a clone army based on the genetic code of the galaxy's greatest bounty hunter at the time, Jango.
A little off there, but
on one condition, Jango Unchained.
They weren't the ones who organized it.
One unaltered clone has his son, Boba, who became a cute little murderer just like his pop. Well, that is until Jango let it get to his head.
Just as headstrong as his father, Boba swore vengeance on the Jedi and devoted his life to becoming as deadly an assassin as his forebears.
Yeah, cause the Fetts aren't just random badasses, they're Mandalorians. Basically a society completely dedicated to the art of war. Most of the time.
Indeed. In the galaxy's past, Mandalorians have waged war against the Jedi and easily held their own, despite lacking use of the Force.
And what's a self-respecting Mandalorian without his Mandalorian armor? Inherited from his dad, Fett's armor is made out of Beskar.
Also known as Mandalorian iron, Beskar is one of the strongest materials in the galaxy, tough enough to resist thermal detonator blasts and lightsaber strikes. Even bolts of lightning that can vaporize people aren't enough to harm the armor itself.
Fett's helmet has a targeting system, lets him see in infrared, and even has 360-degree vision.
And his wrist-mounted vambraces, designed to counteract a Force user's powers, come with a variety of indispensable tools, like a flamethrower, fiber cord whip, mini concussion rocket, laser beam, and forearm blades.
But when Fett wants to take his opponent by surprise, he breaks out the kneecap rockets. Not since the butt machine guns has Death Battle seen a weapon so devious.
As a living Swiss Army gun, Fett prefers long-range combat.
Nice.
So it helps to have a jetpack for quick getaways, especially one with a rocket that can nuke small spacecrafts. He also has his trusty EE-3 carbine rifle and blaster pistol, which is powerful enough to vaporize a dude in one shot.
But should an opponent get too close for comfort, or should his jetpack inevitably malfunction, Fett can reacquaint his victims with their maker with his Gatterfy stick, handcrafted by Fett himself as part of a Tusken rite of passage. Kind of like how Jedi make their lightsabers.
Add in your classic flash bombs, sonic bombs, gas bombs, motion sensor bombs, and the uber-powerful thermal detonators, and Fetty's basically a one-man army.
Thermal detonators can annihilate small buildings and even this giant stone bridge. Based on its size and the number of bombs used, each one should be packing around 3.5 tons of TNT.
Jeez.
But his weapons aren't all that make Fett so deadly. He's a master marksman, hand-to-hand fighter, and tactician. He'd need to be to take on the Jedi and steal their sweet, sweet laser swords for himself.
He outsmarted the Jedi Master Mace Windu as just a child, and we know he's fought multiple Jedi after the Purge. In the old Legends timeline, he even fought Darth Vader twice. The same Vader who can dogfight at near light speed.
That's why he's decked out with all those tools to distract and confuse Jedi and their space magic long enough to get a clean kill.
And
He's
while
no
he has
joke.
a professional code of honor, when it comes to combat, Fett will use any underhanded tactics he can think of, perfect for fighting honorable Jedi. As my personal hero once said, silly Jedi. If only he was here right now to kill all these stupid meatbags.
That's probably not good.
Boba can crumple steel doors with ease, outrace explosions with his jetpack, and was shot through the chest and just walked it off. He was, and I quote, very angry about it. Not even the Sarlacc, the giant monster space vagina itself, was able to hold him, no matter the continuity.
Even into middle age, Boba remained a force to be reckoned with. In the older timeline, he led the Mandalorians to victory in the Yuuzhan Vong War, and even trained the Jedi Jaina Solo to defeat her brother, who just so happened to be a Dark Lord of the Sith. I guess even Boba was able to overcome his anti-Jedi prejudices.
And then Disney axed all that. But who gives a shit when you're sitting pretty on Jabba's throne like an absolute pimp?
Thanks,
Or
Disney.
like a panther.
He even managed to defeat Cad Bane in a duel, possibly the greatest bounty hunter the galaxy had ever seen up until that point.
Second greatest now is, and look at that dodge, channeling some of that Han shot first energy I see.
So if you ever find yourself in Fett's crosshairs, don't bother running. You'll only die tired.
Nice. Nice little rundown
This
there.
episode of Death Battle is
The year was 1987.
Okay, so I
In
want
the
to check this
balmy
rundown
jungles of
to
Central
learn more about the
America,
Predator
an elite
here.
American Spec Ops unit would come into conflict with Soviet-backed insurgents. Their mission was a success, but little did they know, they were the ones being hunted.
It was almost as if the jungle itself was killing him. But in
Very
reality,
cool
it was
movie.
a traveler from beyond the stars, a superhuman killing machine whose entire life was devoted to murder.
This was a predator, and these men were its prey.
And this alien hunter had more than enough gnarly gadgets to take Arnie and his crew down, like the plasma caster, a shoulder-mounted laser cannon.
It has a tracking system connected to the Predator's biohelmet, which allows him to see in X-ray, UV, and night vision. This is on top of the Predator's own unique way of seeing, through natural infrared sight. Essentially, he tracks individuals by recognizing differences in heat signatures.
Too bad humans can't do the same, since the Predator's full-body light-bending camouflage makes him invisible to the naked human eye, letting him blend into the shadows and pick off his prey one by one.
That was
But
freaking
as
cool.
ruthless as that sounds, the Predator is actually an honorable fighter, who relishes the chance to fight up close and personal with his iconic wrist blades.
And guess what? For as bad as this one Predator was, this dude wasn't even that special. In fact, he was actually kind of a noob. There's a whole planet of these guys.
These are the Yautja. Yautja?
Wow, 8 feet tall, 300 pounds. Wow.
Yautja? They never actually say it in the movies. Yautja society is based around one thing, hunting. The bigger and deadlier the game, the more honor slaying it brings.
Xenobite.
Which is why the Predators take on muscly 80s action heroes for breakfast.
Just one failed hunt forever dooms a Yautja to humiliation or death. And since Yautja lifespans can last hundreds of years, that would mean that Elder Hunters have centuries of combat experience and have never been defeated. They have literally kept winning for hundreds of years.
Wow.
And this is the kind of Predator we're looking at today. The only way to become a fully independent hunter, a blooded hunter, is to slay their equally dangerous rivals, the Xenomorph. With bulletproof skin, acid blood, and retractable penis mouth, these aliens are dangerous enough to take down even the best Yautja hunters.
Which is why they carry a greatly diversified arsenal compared to the original Jungle Hunter. These more exotic weapons are earned over the course
Okay,
of
see
numerous
now
successful
they're
hunts and are
changing
proof
the
of a
game.
Yautja's
So I was
mastery and
thinking about the
experience,
Predator
like
from the
retractable
original
combat
series,
sticks,
but this
nectar,
guy's
and
like at a
controllable
whole
smart discs that
different
vibrate at
level.
supersonic
So not
speed.
only should we have been
Allowing
thinking
them to kill
about the
their
version of
ultimate,
Boba Fett that we're
equally
going to see,
dangerous rival.
but also the
Very
Predator. So
amusing.
okay,
They
so
even
this
carry
should be a
portable
little
EMP
interesting.
that will disrupt all electronic devices. in
I'm
the
still gonna
vicinity,
go with my gut,
forcing
though.
their prey to fight them on their terms.
Which is when they break out their plasma scythe, made of messed up evil laser energy.
This dark plasma the scythe emits cannot be stopped by conventional matter. Instead of merely cutting a target, its energy passes through their body, ensuring their victim will die in as little as 4 hits.
That is
Even without
so
his arsenal,
OP.
the Predator is a literal beast. He's strong enough to tear through 2 inches of steel like it was tissue paper, casually invent the first Mortal Kombat fatality, and give Mother Nature the finger. Lions, tigers, and bears.
That was
oh,
good.
shit.
It helps that Yautja armor is plasma forged, making it incredibly
Oh,
durable.
that was
The Predator is
hilarious.
tough enough to tank huge gas explosions and fast enough to dodge laser beams.
But even if a Predator is defeated, he is expected to perform one final rite. Activating
right.
a countdown to a nuclear explosion that vaporizes everything within 300 city blocks. Based on the size of that blast, this would be exploding with 15 times the energy as the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima.
So, when a Pred wants you dead, there's no escape. Not even an army of xenomorphs and their queen are enough to take the toughest predators down. When even
Wow.
Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger shits his pants in your very presence, you know you're as badass as they come. A goddamn sexual Tyrannosaurus.
That was good. This guy's great.
HelloFresh.
With HelloFresh,
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
Let's see what we got here.
Death battle!
Come on. Let's check this out. Nice. Oh, they've gotten better with the with the graphics. Nice.
Fools.
Oh man.
You're mine.
Okay, this is the Boba we should have gotten in Boba Fett. Nice. Woo. Oh, damn. Power. Ooh.
You're mine.
I knew that was going to come back. Oh, wow.
Amateur.
Nice. Ooh. Took it right to the face. The dark saber. Oh no, he's got a lightsaber. Where did he get that from?
You are one ugly motherfucker.
The infrared. Ooh.
I'll be taking this. Fools.
Did the Beskar save it?
Man, Boba was always a one-man army, even
I
as
knew
a
it.
one-armed man.
Despite the Predator's fearsome power and experience, Fett's versatility and arsenal allowed him to survive this hunt.
While Boba could crumple steel, the Predator could easily tear straight through it, making him the stronger of the two.
But while the Predator could dodge laser beams, Fett could match Force users with near light speed reactions, making them similar in speed.
However, the major difference was durability.
I gotta find that
While the
comic
Predators are
where he has the
definitely
lightsaber.
Fett's Beskar armor covers more of his body and would easily resist almost all of a Predator's arsenal.
Like the plasma caster, usually hot enough to blast a hole through anything. But you know what else is made of plasma? Lightsabers, which bounce off Beskar no problem.
Specialized tools like the plasma
True.
scythe, with its ability to bypass conventional matter, could manage to kill Fett with a few lucky hits. However, Fett's jetpack and long-range arsenal allowed him to fight safely from a distance.
And Fett's kit countered a lot of what Predator could do. His helmet's infrared could see past Pred's camouflage, his flamethrower messed with Pred's thermal vision, and nothing the Predator had could withstand a lightsaber strike.
Also, the Predator's EMP could not disable Fett's armor, considering Beskar has withstood bolts of electromagnetic energy before without short-circuiting.
That's not to say the Predator was totally outmatched. He had a lot of similar gear, and a peak Predator would have had centuries of combat experience back in
That was a
Mup,
good move.
way more than Boba.
However, Fett was generally trickier. Predators fight with a code of honor and rarely, if ever, employ dirty tactics.
While Fett isn't totally without honor, he still employs dirty tactics to win fair fights, and was more likely
course.
to outfox the Pred given the chance.
Of course, none of that would have mattered had the Predator taken them both out with his nuclear suicide bomb. At its epicenter, it would have been more than powerful enough to fry Fett.
Okay,
At
so that was
its
just an
epicenter,
EMP he let
the
loose,
further
not
away
the
you
nuke.
are from the center of a blast, the less energy you're getting hit with.
By our calculations, Boba only needed to get about 50 meters away before the energy he was tanking was only about as much as your average thermal detonator, which the Beskar can survive. And given the countdown lasts 40 seconds, there was more than enough time, especially with a jetpack. Hell, Arnie escaped the same attack just by sprinting.
But perhaps the most important difference is the scope of their prey. Xenomorphs are definitely deadly, but they're not quite as dangerous as a master Force user who can read
Hell
minds
no.
and throw starships around like they're made of paper.
Night
Fett was
and day
definitely
difference.
prepared for anything the Predator could throw at him, even space magic.
I gotta
The
check this
Predator
out
was
too.
as deadly and skilled as they come, but Fett's cunning, arsenal, and impenetrable armor gave him the win.
Congrats to Boba. Give him a hand. Oh wait, he's already got one.
The winner is Boba Fett.
Nice, nice.
Hey, if you want more Death Battle ASAP, why not grab a membership?
Okay, so that was a very interesting battle. The death battles are always interesting when they do the comparison. So there's a lot of information that they talked about with Boba Fett that I didn't know about, and it was nice to learn it there. There were some inconsistencies there as well. Some of the information was not 100% accurate, but I'm not going to get too nerdy and dissect some of that stuff. The one thing that jumped out at me was the mention about the clone army. That was totally off. It was partially correct in terms of Sidious and Dooku getting involved, but they did not originate the idea at all for that. So that's I won't jump that deep into that one. But overall, it was great with the Predator information as well. There's a lot about the Predator that I did not know. Never read the comics. I've only seen the 3 movies, or maybe 4. There was one recently that they did as well. Only those 4 movies, but I never read any of the extended material, so I didn't know as much. So it was really good to see that additional detail about the Predators. Like they mentioned, highly trained killers. That's all they do for a living is kill and murder. But the one key thing he mentioned is that no matter what enemy the Predators face, if it's a xenomorph or whatever, does not compare to a Jedi or Sith at all. Force users are at the top of the food chain, especially master Force users. So yeah, so Boba Fett's got a leg up there. He's got the experience from battling with Jedi and just that whole thing. But I'm curious where he got that lightsaber from, though. That's new to me. So they showed a panel of a comic book. I'm going to have to go back and read. If anyone can identify identify what that was, drop a comment for me. I'm going to try to search for it and find it myself, but I'm very curious to read that story where he got the lightsaber and he fought Darth Vader. So was that in the Darth Vader comic that was recently, or was that with the older Darth Vader? Let me know if you can identify what that was. Please leave a comment so that I can take a look at it. I would love to read that story to find out exactly how he got his hands on that lightsaber. When he pulled it out, I thought it was the dark saber that they was going to do, but no, it was a green lightsaber. He took it off of someone that he killed, obviously. Who was it? Which master did he get into a fight with? I would love to see that. So I'm going to try to Google. And again, if anyone knows, drop that comment to let me know so that I can take a look at it. I love reading the extended comics as well. Usually I only follow the main storyline, Star Wars. I love the Darth Vader comic book, the old one and the new one. I started reading some of the Old Republic. That's been great as well. But I got to find out where he got that saber from. That's new to me. But I felt from the beginning that Boba Fett would win this one. He's just more cunning. He's dealt with bigger enemies. He's had larger battles. Plus his DNA. I mean, he's a freaking clone. He's got the DNA of a clone, and we know how badass the clones are. They are ultimate badasses. So he's got all of that. He's got the technology. There's no way the Predator could have withstood that. The Predator's got the size and the strength, but he does not have the battle prowess that Boba Fett has. I only wish we got that Boba Fett in the TV show. Why they failed us there. You know, it had some good moments, but overall it was just kind of meh to me. Mainly because they didn't give us the Boba Fett that they should have. The ass-kicking Boba Fett. We saw flashes of him in The Mandalorian, but when it came to his own show, it was kind of a letdown. So I'm hoping in season 2, they wake up and figure out the fans want to see ass-kicking Boba Fett. That's what we want to see. So give it to us. Come on, Disney. They're slowly coming on. You know, at first they mishandled practically everything with Star Wars IP, but I think they're catching on now. So in season 2 of Boba Fett, I'm hoping we get to see more stuff like that. This was a pretty good battle. I'm going to check out to see what other battles I've missed on Death Battle. Again, I used to watch it a long time ago, but then I kind of stopped because some of the battles were a little lame or kind of off, but obviously they've improved the game. They've stepped things up. The graphics look a lot better than what I remember. So everything was great. So I really enjoyed that. I'm glad I caught that. That came into one of my recommended playlists, and I see that it's got well over 1 million views already, and I think it came out a couple of days ago. So really good battle. I knew it trickled into our world, so I'm glad our side prevailed. Well, anyway, guys, I'll cut it off here. Great video. I loved it, and I can't wait to see what else I can uncover when it comes to Star Wars. I've gotten a couple of recommendations. I'll definitely check those out. So this is like a never-ending journey. There's so much out there to see with Star Wars, and I'm all about it. All right, guys, have a good evening. Have a good week, good weekend, and I'll see you next time on Big Time.
Big